Hello students, today I Sonali on behalf of Etuson is welcoming you all to the class 6 science chapter 5 separation of substances. Already I have covered the first 4 chapters which are present in this channel. You can study through it. So today we will discuss the part 1 of this chapter. I have divided into 3 segments, so we will study only the part 1. Before that, I would like to say that Etuson is providing education for better tomorrow. So students, you can grab your opportunity in this field and enjoy the unlimited benefits of education by subscribing our channel. So the important points that we are going to discuss in this chapter is first the introduction, that what does the chapter indicates about, then the need of the separation, methods of separation, handpicking, threshing, winnowing, and rest we will study in the further parts. So, mixture is a combination of two or more different substances which are physically mixed with each other. Those substances can be physically removed. So, first we must understand what is actually mixture. There are two kinds of substances. One is pure substance and another is mixture. Pure substance means it does not include the interference of any other kind of the material. Suppose we can take example of sugar. In the sugar crystal, we will only observe the same sized white colored crystals. So it is called a pure substance. But what is a mixture? Mixture is a combination of two or more different substances. Suppose we can take example of sand. In case of sand, we can see there are pebbles, there are some other grass or some other kind of stones. So it also constitutes of different kinds of substances which are present all together. And if we were to desire to remove it, we can physically remove all the substances. So this referred to as the mixture. So when we make a comparison between sugar crystals and the sand, we can say that sugar crystal is made up of only one kind of material, and in sand it is made up of different kind of substances. So this is called a mixture. And all those substances which are present in the mixture can be physically removed. Means we can remove it with the process adopting. So all the process we will be studying further by one. So here we can see some examples of mixture like rock, sandwich, soda, lime juice. In each of these, there is one thing similar, that is, they are constituted of two or more different substances. In the first example, when we are looking at a rock, it is consisting of different kinds of rock, and that's what it makes it as a mixture. Then when we look at a sandwich, it consists of bread, meat, tomato, some other kind of sauces. So it is also a kind of mixture. Mixture means there will be addition of two or more different substances. Then when we are looking soda, there is a mixture of sugar and water. Also in case of lime juice, it is a mixture of lime, sugar, salt and water. So all these are the examples of mixtures. So you can also state some other examples of mixture which would be consisting of two or more different substances. If we were to separate this, we can separate by many processes. Suppose we are to separate the pebbles from the rice. So we can see the bigger sized pebbles and we can remove it by the process of our hand. That is called hand picking. So there are many kind of the processes which are used for separating these substances. Next, we will see what is separation. Separation means removal of the substances from a mixture of two or more substances that we just studied. That when we are removing the pebble from the rice, that is the process of separation. So separation includes many of the processes. Examples: separation of stones from rice, separation of tea from tea leaves. So we have to just remove the unwanted substances, or in some cases it would be unwanted substances, in some cases it would be useless or harmful substances. So this is what about the separation. Then we would focus that what is the need of separation. We studied that there are mixtures. We are separating them. But what is the need? Why shall we need to separate the substances? So the first point for the need of the separation is to obtain two different but useful components. Means if we are separating, we are getting the useful components from it. Okay. Next, to remove impurities or harmful component, as we just studied in case of removing of pebbles from the rice. When we are removing the pebble from the rice, we are just removing the harmful component from the rice. Next, to remove non-useful components. Non-useful, we can just take the example of removing of the tea leaves from the tea. So it is called removing of non-useful components. And the last one is to group substances of different sizes. Means here it will be grouped according to their sizes. If there are some bigger kind of particles, they would be arranged in a particular arrangement. And if there are smaller kind of particles, they would be arranged in the smaller kind. So this is the need for the separation. That is, again we will be summarizing, to obtain two different but useful components, to remove impurities or harmful component, to remove non-useful component, to group substances of different sizes. So this is the need of separation. Next, there is some pictures just depicting also the process of the separation. In the first picture, we can see that we are separating the tea leaves from the tea by the use of a filtration method, or we can say we are using a strainer to remove this. Also in this case, we are using a strainer to remove the wheat flour and some other impurities from it. So this is the case of removing or the process of separation. Next, we will go to the next slide, that is methods of separation. Until now, we just completed that what is mixture, then what is separation, what is the need of separation. Completing all of these, now we will study the methods of separation. That when we are separating, which method is named as which. So the first we can see that here there is a plate which is consisting of the pulses, and the person is picking out the pebbles from the pulses. So this is called the process of hand picking. We are simply using our hands, we are picking up the pebbles, and this is the process of hand picking. Also we can take examples like if we are separating the pebbles, suppose from the rice. So there also we will pick out the pebbles and the rice will be got. So that is also the method of hand picking. So the method in which substances in which a mixture can be separated by just picking them out with the help of hand from the mixture is known as hand picking method. The substances in the hand picking method can be separated on the basis of size, color, shape, weight, etc. So if here pulses are of yellow color and pebbles are of brownish color, so on the basis of color we are removing, or also pebbles are smaller size, so on the basis of size also we are removing. So it depends upon the characteristics, that whether it is different in size or color or shape or weight. So this is the method of hand picking. Using hand picking method. So it is hand picking. It is a very easy method. Next, we will study threshing. So here you can see in the picture there are some ladies which are beating and removing the grains or the lighter components by the process of beating. So, it is the process in which stems of wheat or paddy are beaten. They are beaten so hard to separate the grains from the stems and from the chaff that cover the grains. These operations may be carried out in the field or on the threshing floor by hand or with the help of animals or machines. Whatever the system be used, it is very important that threshing be done with care. So this was all about the threshing, that the stems in the agricultural processes when wheat or paddy are there, or these kind of the grains, they just simply removed by the process of beating. Earlier the people used to do this, but now there are bigger machines called threshers which simply remove it. So this is a method which is to be done with care because it might cause severe injuries too. So this is all about the process of threshing. In this case, why is it necessary to beat up? Because the particles that are present that are not visible to us and they are very lighter. When we beat it, they just flew away and then we get our wheat or paddy which are necessary. So this is the method of threshing. Next, we will study the winnowing method. Winnowing is the simple method of cleaning the food material from a mixture. It is quite different from threshing. In threshing, we just beat it, but in the winnowing method, we raise it from a height and then we just pour it up. The lighter particle or the husk particle, they just get separated. So winnowing separate the grain from the husk because one particle is lighter and the other is heavier. So the heavier ones, you can see the heavier ones is present here, they are collected here. Whereas the lighter ones, with the help of the wind, they are just collected at a place different from this. The chaff from a heap at a little distance from the heap of grains. This is known as winnowing. And why is it given the name is winnowing? Because here the action of wind is necessary. So this is what winnowing is. Examples are paddy and wheat. So this was all about. Today we read about the three chapters, that is hand picking, threshing and winnowing. Next class we will read some more methods of separation. Till then, thank you.